Welcome students. Today we will study error after the dimensional analysis. What is error? Error means it is a difference between the true value and the measured value. Suppose the true value of any physical quantity is this one, 2.5 centimeter, and with the help of an instrument you have measured it 2.4 centimeter. Then what is the error in this measurement? This is equal to 0.1 centimeter. This is called error. Error means the difference between the true value and the measured value. The true value means the actual value of the physical quantity. Measured value means the value which we measured with the help of any instrument. Types of error. There are three types of error: systematic error, random error, and the gross error. Systematic error means it may be due to the instrumental error. Instrument is not perfectly designed. The zero of a vernier calipers does not coincide with the zero of the main scale. Zero error may be there, or instrument is not perfectly designed. Second thing is that the reading is not taken perfectly. There is some carelessness of the observer. Least count error. The least count means the minimum measurement which can be measured with the help of an instrument. All these belongs to systematic error. We know the cause of this error, therefore this error can be minimized. If there is zero error, then zero error. There is the method by which the zero error can be removed. Similarly, if the observer is careless, then the precautions should be mentioned to that particular observer. Now the second thing is random. That means the error which occurs randomly. We don't know the cause of this error, therefore this error cannot be removed. Gross error, it is due to the sheer carelessness of the observer. Observer is purely careless. That's why this error exists. Now again, what is the error? Error means the difference between the true value and the measured value. Types of error, that means systematic error, random error, and the gross error. Systematic error means the cause of these errors are known, therefore they can be removed or minimized. Random means these errors exist randomly. We don't know the cause of these errors, therefore they cannot be removed. Gross error, it can be also removed because it is due to the carelessness of the observer who is taking the reading. Now in our syllabus there are certain special types of error. First types of error is absolute error. Absolute error. Absolute error. Numericals on these errors comes in the examination. Suppose there is a physical quantity A. A is a physical quantity. I have denoted the physical quantity by A. This is your physical quantity. Physical quantity. This is your A. And this physical quantity is measured n times. Suppose in first time the measured value is A1, second time measured value is A2, third time measured value is A3, and the last nth times the measured value of this quantity is An. Then what is the mean value? Mean value can be determined by adding all these measured value divided by the number of times this physical quantity is measured. That means mean value Am, this is your mean value. This is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus so on An divided by how many times? N times. This is divided by N. This is known as the true value. How can we determine the true value? By taking the arithmetic mean of these physical quantity, how many times this physical quantity is measured. Now, what is the absolute error? Now, absolute error in the measurement of A1. This is noted by delta A1. Delta denotes absolute error. This is here, this is equal to AM minus A1. AM minus AM. It may be positive or negative. Delta A2. This is the absolute error in the measurement of A2. That is equal to AM minus A2. Now delta A3, absolute error in the measurement of A3, that is equal to AM minus A3. Last one is delta AM, N is equal to AM minus AN. These are the absolute error. Absolute error for different measurement are different. How can you determine the absolute error? The number of the observations will be given to you. You have to take the mean of all these observations by dividing the number of times these are measured. After that, we in the measurement of the first observation, we can determine the absolute error by how? By subtracting the measured value from the mean value. First, you have to write the mean value and then measured value. It may either be positive or negative. These are the absolute error. Okay. Now, the second is mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. This is your second one. Mean absolute error. How can you determine this one? It is represented by delta A mean. That means mean absolute error. This is equal to the absolute error which you have calculated here. It may be positive or negative, but when we take the mean absolute error, we should take only the positive value of the absolute error. By how? By placing mod outside the absolute error. Mod delta A1 means if delta A1 is negative, mod means it becomes positive. Plus, if positive, then it can be taken as such. Delta A2 plus delta A3 plus so on. Last one is delta AN divided by number of terms is n. This is always positive because we have taken here the mod values of absolute error. This is known as the mean absolute error. Now the third error is relative error. Relative or fractional error. Fractional error. How can determine to this error? This error can be determined. This is your this is equal to relative error. That is equal to, this one is delta A mean divided by AM. This is your relative or fractional error. Now the last one is there is percentage error. Percentage error. What is percentage error? That means the relative error multiplied by 100. You have to first determine the error, relative error, and it is multiplied by 100. You can get here the percentage error. This topic is important for your numericals. Now there are certain topic also based on the error. First one is error in a sum. Error in a sum. Error in a sum. That means if two quantities are given with absolute error, then how can we determine their combination of error? Suppose x is equal to a plus b. Delta A is the absolute error. Absolute error in A, or delta B is the absolute error in B. Then what is the absolute error in the measurement of x? That is delta x. this becomes equal to plus minus, this may be positive, this may be negative. This is equal to delta A plus delta B. They always should be, their sum should be always taken. Now error in a difference. Now same thing is here, error in a difference. How can you do this one? Error in a difference. Error in a difference. This one is, you can see here, the same thing is here, only difference is that x is equal to a minus b. In the previous case, x is equal to a plus b. Here x is equal to a minus b. Delta is the absolute error in a, delta b is the absolute error in b. Then the absolute error in the measurement of x is also equal to delta a plus delta b. Here is negative, but their error should be added. It should be noted. Whether we are taking the sum or we are taking the difference, their error should be added. Next thing is error of a product. Error in product. Error in product. How can you show this one? Error in product, that means if x is equal to a into b, then we should take its relative error. That means delta x upon x, plus minus sign comes here also. Delta relative error in a plus relative error in b. In the case of the product, relative error in the measurement of x is equal to relative error in the measurement of a plus the relative error in the measurement of b. Now error in quotient. How can you determine here? Error in quotient. Quotient. You can see here x is equal to here a upon b, but the relative error in the measurement of x is equal to this one, is equal to plus minus relative error in the measurement of a plus relative error in the measurement of b. These are the some important formula which should be noted for your numerical purposes. Now a general expression is given to you, raised to the power some 1. Suppose this one is given. This question is very important. Question of 3 marks come in the first periodic test or in annual examination, also in half yearly examination. You can take here, suppose x is equal to a raised to the power 3, b raised to the power half upon c, and d cube root of d. This one is given to you, and the error in the measurement of a, b, c and d are given to you, relative error. Then how can you determine the percentage error or relative error in the measurement of x? You have to write it here, formula delta x upon x. Now here a cube, that means the 3 comes outside of a, 3 measurement a, that means delta a upon a power half delta b upon b. Now in quotient there is also the positive sign, as we have seen in the previous case, plus c. C means delta c upon c. It can you write here a raised to the power 3, b raised to the power half, c, d raised to the power 1 by 3. Power comes outside the physical quantity, 1 by 3. Now the last one is plus. Here all signs should be positive. Plus 1 by 3 delta d upon d. This is the relative error in the measurement of the x. First of all, you write this in simplified form in this way. Then the power comes outside the multiplication, comes in multiplication, and you have to write the relative error in a, that means delta a upon a, its power outside the sign of the multiplication, and the relative error in b can be written as delta b upon d. Here the power is 1, therefore here is only delta c upon c. Whether they are in multiplication or they are in division, all the sign here should be, all the terms must have the positive sign. Plus 1 by 3 delta d upon d. This is the expression. You can, by knowing this expression, you can find out the percentage error by multiplying this left hand side by 100 as well as the right hand side by 100. Okay, you must revise these topics and solve some questions on numericals from these topics.